Hey, what is going on, everybody? As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto content. Hope everybody is having a great day or great night wherever you guys are. If you guys are kind of just waking up now or anything, I hope that you have a great Saturday. So today we're going to analyze the Bitcoin chart and also HBAR. We're going to kind of talk about the market, kind of see what's going to be happening here very shortly, kind of analyzing this on a week-to-week basis as well, pretty much comparing it to patterns that we see happening over and over again. So without further ado, I am going to jump into it. So right now, Bitcoin is sitting at about 34.5K, up about almost 3%. We do see the entire crypto market cap is about, it's pretty much at like 3.28%. Now, overall, nothing's really changed with prices for most alts. I mean, most alts are kind of following Bitcoin in price. Now we do see HEDERA HashGraph sitting pretty at 19 cents, almost 19.2. It's still sitting at 53. Nothing too crazy in terms of price movement. Now I'm going to analyze the Bitcoin chart, then I'm going to analyze the HBAR chart because Bitcoin is more important right now currently. So first and foremost, we just bounced off of 34.8K in terms of support. I want this to, or in resistance, sorry. I want us to break out of this and find support in this area here between 35.7K, sorry, and 37K. I do believe that we'll most likely reclaim the 50-day at some point in time. It's hard to tell because if we actually look at even past weekends, right? The 26th was a Saturday. So this was that Saturday, pretty much last Saturday, I should say, where we had sort of a weird kind of day. I mean, we came down, retested a bottom support zone at about almost $30,000 flat before pumping back up to above this support range here at about 32.3K. Now, most Saturdays and most weekends are usually just dump days. I mean, this is pretty much leading up to this weekend. Even if we look at the past weekend, which was the 19th, we could, or not the, yeah, 19th. So even if we look back, this is pretty much that weekend here. It was leading up to the weekend. This was not a good week at all. I mean, this is pretty much Tuesday. So this is Tuesday, this is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It was pretty much just a downward slope altogether. And we kind of had to make up grounds here, but again, we pretty much lead it into a dump on a weekend. Now, the past weekend off of this was the 12th. The 12th was back here. Again, it was kind of just sidewards trading and then downward before we had a pump on Sunday. So it's hard to tell where we're going to go. I mean, I'm hoping that today is a green day, but I wouldn't be surprised if what we're seeing now kind of turns into maybe a support zone up here being broken before eventually kind of breaking back down and retesting maybe a lower price point of like maybe 33.5K, kind of finding support around this zone after breaking out up to this zone. So it would be something like this and then kind of retesting back down. Or maybe even stopping at about 34.8K altogether, which would be here, where we break out up here, hit a target somewhere up here, and then come back down and kind of stay stable here, which would pretty much be in line with the Wyckoff distribution pattern that we're kind of sitting in. Now this wouldn't be anything like the wave 5. I mean, we're basically kind of building to that, if you will. Because even here, right, we're kind of up on an upward path, which isn't too crazy. It's kind of like a diagonal trading, if you will, of a zigzag. Now, when we look at even the 5th, because the 5th was the first weekend in June, we could actually kind of see this was the Friday, which today's Friday was not bad. I mean, overall, it wasn't too monumental or anything like that. But we do see that the 4th, which was the Friday, kind of lead it into a dump. Then this was Saturday, and Sunday didn't show any signs of relief. So Monday and Tuesday were bad overall. Now I do expect some sort of relief here very soon. Overall, the market hasn't been showing major signs of weakness. Like Bitcoin, it's boring to watch Bitcoin right now. But it is the most important asset right now to kind of be watching in this space because it really kind of tells us what's going to be happening next. Now, in terms of prices and things to kind of watch, we also have to watch out for the DXY or the dollar index. I told you guys, I want this to dump out because we actually hit a massive high on the dollar, and this is actually concerning because we almost hit 93, and at 93, which is right here, that would be very bearish for crypto. I actually told you guys that I'm hoping that we pretty much hit this target, break down below it, and come down much lower. I said this in a past video where we basically break all three MAs of the 50, 100, and 200 and kind of retest a bottom support level down here, which would be very bullish for us. Now, things aren't aligning perfectly with this, but if we could see Bitcoin kind of range back up into those 38K plus zones while this is dumping out, that would be incredible overall. Now, again, it is the weekend, so all of the indices are kind of frozen. They already made their close on Friday. So Monday's open will pretty much tell us where Bitcoin is headed and where crypto is headed overall. So we got to watch for that. I will make a video on that as well and keep you guys updated, of course. Now, in terms of HBAR, so let's kind of go over to the HBAR chart. HBAR has been showing signs of just kind of sitting stable, if you will, since that pump up to almost claim the 50-day MA, which is that blue line right here. We couldn't really claim it. We couldn't hold above 20 cents. I told you guys on Twitter. Actually, let me make a horizontal line on 20. I told you guys on Twitter if 20 cents was lost, that pretty much this whole pump that we've seen here was all for nothing. And guess what? It proved to be that. We're back down below the 200 MA, which, again, it sucks to really look at, but it is what it is. That's just how things kind of work out. Now, what I would like to see from HBAR, I told you guys, if you guys aren't in my free Discord, definitely join the free Discord, because I told you guys that I'm waiting for 18 cents again to kind of load up my last bag for HBAR. It will be my final bag that I pretty much load up. It would be my last buy on HBAR at this moment. Now, I have that buy still set there because I told you guys I'm expecting some volatile price action here very soon. This is all manipulated. This entire game is manipulated. I told you guys even on Twitter. Now, in terms of how I see this happening, we'll probably get some relief. Throughout the entire market, we'll see some relief on Bitcoin. But we always close red for the most part on weekends. It always plays out like that. The weekends are so easy to swing trade. We actually even talked about that in my Discord where we were kind of talking about, the weekends are usually always buying opportunities. It always works like that because usually the entire stock market is kind of, they already made their close. They don't really run on the weekend. So pretty much, crypto for the most part is free game for volatile price action on the weekends. Now, I think at some point in time, we'll eventually break out of this 20-cent zone and reclaim the 23-cent zone, which was my main target point when we were up here. I said as long as we kind of hold and break out of this zone, then we could kind of celebrate. I wasn't celebrating any price action movement on HBAR for the most part because it just wasn't exciting seeing us, back in 22 cents. Of course, a lot of people were excited and they thought, we're pretty much breaking out, whatever. But I kind of kept everybody grounded for the most part, or tried to at least, and mentioned to you guys that we do have other targets to look for here. That 23-cent zone is very hard to break out of. We even see it from back here initially in the middle of June, and even in the beginning of June when we were first kind of dropping down in price. Now, for the HBAR and Bitcoin chart, to give you guys an insight, pretty much all this is a Bitcoin pair. When we talk about this, it's kind of how valuable an asset is compared to Bitcoin and, how much you could pretty much buy for. Now, I don't like the fact that we are below this major support zone here at 572 sats. I would love for us to reclaim this zone and possibly even break out. We could kind of say that this is now resistance here on this candle, say right there, at about 632 sats. Until we break out and kind of reclaim this high up here, then we could pretty much kind of say, well, we're going to stay stable for the most part. So until we could break out of that 838 sat zone, and until we could really reclaim the 23 cent zone on HBAR overall, then there's really no need to kind of celebrate little pumps or anything like that. But I will say this, there's a lot of manipulation going on behind closed doors. You could tell that whales are accumulating HBAR when you look at these massive buy walls that get set up. A lot of people know what I'm talking about. You know, there's 3 million plus HBAR buys orders almost continuously whenever there's some price action movement. The same thing happened when we moved up to 22 cents. You know, we've seen a ton of buy walls set up, followed by major sell-offs as well. So you could tell that they are accumulating very slowly but surely, and it is, you know, accounting for this massive volatile price action. So for the most part, yeah, I mean, I'm still expecting some volatile price action on Bitcoin and HBAR during this weekend. I think that we could see most likely 18 cents on HBAR. I know a lot of people won't like that, but if we do follow this upward pattern that we've been in for the most part, because we've held 18.5 cents fairly strong. 18 cents would pretty much bring us down to this level here. Let me move this back up a little bit. And it wouldn't surprise me if we kind of retested that, but you could kind of tell what's happening here, right? We're still trading under massive resistance. We're still trading under the 200-day MA. So I'm expecting the 18 cent buy order to get targeted and possibly hit over the weekend. But I think that next week will be a pretty solid week for crypto overall. But we got to watch out for weekends, because weekends are rough for crypto and pretty much all markets in general. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you guys did enjoy this video, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys do want more free content, you guys can follow me on Twitter at NCashOfficial. You guys could also join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out.